Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullah. Bismillah wa salatu wa salam ala Rasulillah. My name is Hashim. I'm from JMPF and Japan Islamic Trust. Alhamdulillah, today we have our respected guest, Professor Dr. and Sheikh Yasir Qadhi from United States, and he has been in Japan JMPF tour for Prophet Seminar, and he has been traveling from Tokyo, Osaka and Fukuoka. Sheikh, since your first visit to Japan for this Prophet Seminar series, and you are probably met a few Japanese and also Muslims in different part of the world, maybe some original native Muslims as well. So what's your impression? Or before you come in, what was your impression? And does it change, or what's your reflection on your visit until now?
Wa alaikum assalam wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. First and foremost, it is my genuine pleasure and honor that you invited me here and that I am your guest, and I ask Allah Azza wa Jalla to bless you and reward you for that. I have heard a lot about Japanese society and culture, and also I have met a few people that had come from Japan as Muslims telling me about the da'wah here, so I was very excited to come. And alhamdulillah, the expectations I had have all been lived up to and surpassed and exceeded. We hear in America that the Japanese people are very polite, very civil. We hear that they maintain a certain decorum and etiquette when they're walking, talking, when they're in public. We hear that it is very clean. All of this has been lived up to. We hear they're punctual and on time, the trains and the planes, everything, as we have heard, it has proven to be absolutely true, alhamdulillah. And it was very interesting for me to see the Japanese Muslim societies and the masjids that I visited. I also visited Kobe, the first masjid, 1935, an astounding piece of history that really needs to be spread more. And I did a video over there as well to demonstrate how the roots of Islam go to Japan many decades ago, alhamdulillah. So far it's been a very interesting trip, and I hope that inshallah ta'ala this is the first of many more to come.
It's wonderful. It's heartening to see that how Japan culture of respect and discipline connect the Islamic values in so many ways. Alhamdulillah. So alhamdulillah, we have invited for you the kind of series of Prophet seminar that we started 18 years ago when the Denmark issues came, and the people around the globe started to protest everywhere. And we people in Japan, not me, my generations before, my elders here, they thought about we should do something for teaching and educating Japanese society. That was the origin of the Prophet Seminar series. The motto is for teaching the Prophet's authentic teachings to the Muslim as well as for the non-Muslim. For non-Muslim part is a da'wah, and the Muslim part is educating to them. So alhamdulillah, each of your lectures had a strong focus on connecting daily life with the Islam. So what the key message did you want the Japanese Muslim community to take away?
Japanese Muslim community is at a very early stage, a stage that is similar to how when my father came to America in the early 60s, there was a very diverse group of primarily students and people that came from overseas, and they were establishing the Islamic centers, establishing the Islamic school, and their children were being born and raised being multicultural for the very first time. I'm, for example, a product of that first generation that is born and raised fully, authentically within the American culture, but also very familiar with my parents' subculture. It happened with us 50 years ago. But in your case, it is happening right now. So my main message and advice to the Muslims of Japan was to benefit from what has happened already in Europe and America, and to take the good and to take from the good that we have done, and also to make sure that they're careful they don't fall into our mistakes. And I encourage them that it is exciting time to be here. The future might have some challenges, but they are establishing the foundation of Islam in Japan, and that there will be some hurdles, but what they do will be a sadaqah jariyah. In fact, I view their role to be like the role of the Sahaba, that when they went across the world, they were the very few Muslims over there. The Sahaba are the ones who established Islam every single society that they went. And so I believe that the Muslims in Japan are following in the footsteps of the Sahaba when they are living here.
Jazakumullah khairan, Sheikh. You always remind us that dawah is not just words, but character, and live in it. That comes to my next question for youth. Alhamdulillah, we are now sitting in a place where one of the best universities in Japan, Tokyo University, where I myself worked for 10 years. And also we had an opportunity to meet the Japanese native youth, which hopefully will be the flag bearers in the future. So what are your impression of the younger generation here in Japan? And what challenges do you think Muslims in a minority context like Japan face, and how can they maintain confidence in their faith?
So what we are seeing in front of our eyes is a very exciting reality, which is the formation, the genesis of a Muslim Japanese identity and culture. You see, when the immigrant generation comes, they're the ones that plant the seeds. But it is the children, quite literally, that are born and raised in that environment with the Islamic heritage and fully acclimatized with the Japanese culture. They are going to be the ones that are going to be the actual flag bearers. They're going to be the ones that will take Islam to a next level. Exponential growth will occur at the hands of that generation. The generation that came, they are the pioneers. They are the ones who began the foundation. But the ones who will start building high up, the ones that we expect, inshallah ta'ala, to take it in leaps and bounds, it is this particular generation. And what I saw, alhamdulillah, that really made me so happy is that the youth that I interacted with, they are so proud to be Muslim and they are fully acclimatized in the Japanese culture. So many of them are interested to study Islam more. I met many of them, so when I went to visit the Islamic school, the fluency of Arabic was very impressive to me. A number of students, they are learning the Quran, their tajweed is so good, alhamdulillah. I interacted with some of the teenagers and a few of them want to study Islam, others of them want to go and become engineers and doctors or journalists. This is the way that Islam is going to grow, where we diversify the talent of the community and we make sure that Muslims are represented in every single field. So for me, the future seems to be bright. You do have some challenges, and of those challenges, I think the biggest challenge is that your percentages are very, very small compared to America and Europe. And this is definitely a challenge that you will have to, come to terms with, that in all of my countries that I've visited, I personally have never been giving da'wah in a country in which the Muslims are a smaller percentage than Japan. So this is definitely a hurdle. You are 0.3, 0.4, 0.3% of the entire country. That is a very small, percentage to work with. But still, we are interested in quality, not quantity. Another issue that I think is somewhat unique compared to what I have visited in my countries, and I'm sure there are other countries like this as well, but Japanese culture by and large is very monolithic. And so every foreigner, every outsider kind of sticks out, right? Yeah. So because Japan is very, if you like, the number of immigrants are so few, right? And so its culture is dominant. Now they're very polite, mashallah, tabarakallah. They seem very, but at the same time, it is obvious, when I'm walking in the streets, when I'm taking the underground, whatever, it's very obvious, the foreigners, the tourists, myself, we are, not quite with the people there. So when you are now a Japanese Muslim, you are going to have a very different identity, and you're going to have to make sure that your children have that confidence. How do they do so? Without a doubt, one of the best mechanisms is that they know the stories of the Sahaba, the stories of those that came before, because that's how the Sahaba were. They were all strangers in a land that somewhat belonged to them, and yet they're different. So your children need to be taught the stories of the prophets, all of them, and especially the stories of the Sahaba, so that they feel that they are walking in their footsteps.
Jazakallah khairan. This exactly leads to my next question. And one of the experts in the globe, I would say, you can comment on this question. It's about the Islam and modern society. And I knew that so many lectures are already there, or you are kind of contextualizing the Islam in a modern society and how it should be. So how do you think Islam can engage with the challenges of modernity, even science and technology? And from your global travels, more than maybe 66 countries, what lesson can Muslim minorities in Japan learn from other countries?
Great question. I would say that let's begin by saying that we need to answer this question, tackle this question in two different ways. Number one, looking at the past. Number two, looking at the present. As for the past, to understand that for over 1,000 years, literally, no exaggeration, for 1,000 years, the Muslims were the ones who led the world in every single discipline. This indicates we have to give our students, our youth, the confidence, because some people think Islam is going to make me backward. And we just say, no, look at our history. Our history is a history of invention. Our history is a history of cutting edge technology, physics, alchemy, chemistry. the astrolabe, the instruments of surgery, all of this is coming from the Muslim world. Of course, mapping out the stars, everything is happening, from us. This indicates that Islam did not make them backward. On the contrary, the fact that they contributed to so many different technological advancements as we are now using today indicates that the religion of Islam actually is not anything other than pushing you forward to think and to be critical. So we give them that confidence. Then we say to them, what happened? What happened was many things. Of them is that there was a sense of overconfidence, around a few hundred years ago, where we felt that there's no need for us to compete, and the other civilizations began surpassing us. And also, without a doubt, there was the issue of colonization, which impeded our progress. So we tell the next generation that Islam tells you to excel in every single field. And no matter what issue you have, no matter what clash you think might exist, there is no actual clash between science and Islam. There is no actual clash between modernity and between our faith. And it is your job, your role, to reconcile those two and to form a new modern Islamic identity like our forefathers in the past used to do.